Hola guys and girls and welcome to week 3 of the ICBA. We are versus Jakub, as always, coach of the Green Bay Pikachus. Currently also 2-0 actually, not 2-1. And he is in our division as well. So a very important matchup in our division versus the other undefeated coach in the league. Very important match as a match this early in the season can basically get. Currently I am ahead of him because I have +3 differential more, but of course if I lose right here he will take the first spot in our division from me. But if I win right here I can very much solidify myself as the #1 contender in our division. So very important match. Before we go into the whole team preview thing, of course the usual shoutouts as usually. Shoutout to Heavy Metal Pokemen once again for joining my team. His links will be in the description. He's a very reliable Jenner, very nice. He helps a lot of people in the league, so definitely give him a look. And yeah, then shout out to Gibby or Iceolate for recording this match for me. He already recorded week 1 for me. He was kind enough to record here as well for me. So shout out to him. Definitely give him a shout. He is coach in this league as well, so you can expect some league content on his channel. So, these are the shoutouts. Let's go to team preview. If you want to know more about my team, then I'm just about to tell you. I uploaded a team builder yesterday. That link you can find in the description as well. There you get all the insight, what his biggest threats are, what my biggest threats are, why I have this spread, why I have these moves, and all this good stuff. And before you watched that, or for the people which already did watch that, I did leave something open right here. My Skarmory moveset was a bit iffy still on the team builder. In the end, I decided to run the Brave Bird, Roost, Defox, Stealth set. No Toxic on that, but on the other hand, I changed Dazzling Gleam on my Roserade to Toxic. So I still have one other Toxic Mom, but no Dazzling Gleam Roserade. So yeah, that's just for the people who watch the team builder, because I had some live editing on the team builder, basically not being sure if I really want to have this Skarmory moveset and stuff like that. But yeah, for all which didn't watch the team builder, I have a special defensive Melodic with Scald, Ice Beam, Recover, and what was the last move? Toxic? Was it Toxic? I think it was Toxic. I'm pretty sure it was Toxic. Yeah, it was Toxic, actually. So then we got Roserade with Giga Drain, Slash from Toxic, and Synthesis. Just offensive Roserade. Then we got, of course, Speed Boost Sword Stance Blaziken this time with the Ghostium Z, Shadow Claw, Thunder Punch, and Sky Uppercut. Then we got Special Defensive Skarmory with Brave Bird, Roost, Defog, and Stealth Rock. Of course, Physical Offensive Life Ops, Sneasel with Icy Crash, Punishment, Poison Jab, and Ice Shard. And last but not least, we got a Trick Scarf, Latios with Draco Meteor, Psyshock, Thunderbolt, and of course the Trick. Looking at the opponent's team, he brought the Tornadus, the Chandelure, the Latias, the Umbreon, the Finny, and the Excadrill. Pretty much what I expected. The Chandelure was a bit on the iffy side, but the other 5 were on my list for sure. Like Excadrill was on the iffy side as well, but I'm not surprised that he brought it. And Chandelure and Excadrill were basically the 2 I thought he could bring something else. He could have brought Gigalith for Excadrill for the Sand offense core, but I think why he didn't bring it, I was Skarmory. And he has some other threats he could have brought instead of the Chandelure, like the Electivire and all this good stuff. One thing to notice, the only Z-Mons he has on this squad are the Excadrill and the Tornadus, and since he didn't brought the Sand, I'm definitely expecting the Tornadus to be a Z-Mon. And yeah, that's basically his team. Not too surprised, like I said. Chandelure was the thing I'm basically most surprised about. I do not have a dedicated mon for Chandelure, but I have some mons which can take hits from it, so I'm not too worried about that. For the other mons, I basically have a dedicated answer, so I'm not too worried about that. But yeah, lead-wise, I decided to just leave my Melodic because it's the thing to take on the Tornadus, which is the most likely lead on his team. And looking at the whole of his team, Melodic has a very nice matchup with basically everything on his team, barring the Umbreon, because I don't really want to Toxic the Umbreon. That's the only thing I really have to touch, because then I can synchronize the Toxic on my Melodic, which I really do not want. I do not have a Cleric on this squad. And versus the Finny, because then I can, of course, not Toxic, and he can just Madness, Taunt, Shenanigans me. So barring Umbreon and Finny, my Latias has a very nice matchup with everything, because I can Toxic the Latias, Scald the Chandelure, Ice Beam the Tornadus, and Scald the Excadrill. So I decided to lead up with my special defensive, or mixed defensive, more special defensive, so Melodic. So let's hope he leads with something that can beat it, and see what he brought to the table. There we go, fine yellow glasses. Trainer Jakub is challenging us to the match and decides to lead with the, of course, Pretty Snack, and he leads with the Scruffy. there we go. Scruffy is the Tornadus T, so nice lead matchup for me. From the start, I do not want to go for Ice Beam or Scald. I want to fire off a Toxic right away, because he might switch into his Latias and get a Toxic early. That would be awesome. He has some other monster you want to switch that into. If he switches into Finny, taking the Toxic, that's too big of a deal because of Roserade, which is my dedicated switch to this. And spoilers for already, I mean, you see the time of the video already. This will be a very long match, and you will see basically why, after a few turns already, why this is a very, very long match. A lot of turns. It was close to getting to the timer, but it won't go to the timer, so it was like 1 minute on the clock left, so it was a very long game. But yeah, I'm gonna switch out to my Roserade right here. He is going to predict that nicely, going to Scruffy, confirming that his Tapu Fini is faster than my Melodic, which is not a big surprise because I have no speed. So I go into Roserade here. He goes into his Scruffy, and yeah, he has, of course, the upper hand with me. I switch just right back into my Melodic, and this is basically going to be the theme of this match, why it's going to take so long. I'm going to play very safe in this game. Not because not because I'm lame. I don't know what I was about to say there. Basically, I play very safe versus overall in this general match because I have very nice switches with a lot of his team. I do not have to predict or go for aggressive plays. He is basically in the shoes to have aggressive plays, like you see with this hard switch into the Tornadus and stuff like that. I right here decide to recover after he knocked off my leftovers just to be at good health again. And yeah, here once again I am gonna switch to my Roserade. Not gonna predict the Tornadus to come in or something like that. Just gonna do the safe thing, going to my Roserade. And this is gonna be the theme for this match. Me basically making safe plays. I think I make one prediction in the whole game or two. So not too much going on there. But yeah, I go to my Roserade. I get trapped by Whirlpool. So good thing I switched out. That's basically telling me I can never stay in with my Melodic or my Skarmory or my defensive monster basically versus this versus Finny, because it's a Chaperone variant. Most likely I have an Edge Net, most likely I have a Taunt, and then last move, I don't know, could be many stuff. But yeah, Misty Terrain is gone, so I'm gonna fire off a Toxic right here, because if he goes into his what's called Umbreon, he can't synchronize back because Toxic type and is Poison type, and if he goes into his Latias, I get Toxic, and that is awesome. He does go into Chandelure, which is sad. I mean, it was a decent switch in its resistance to Slush Bomb and Giga Drain, but yeah, Toxic, that is pretty nice. And yeah, get some Black Touch recovery, and I'm gonna switch into my special defense. My Melodic does this because I can take any hit from this, barring a Specs Energy Ball. But here it would take some balls for him to go for a Specs Energy Ball in face of a Roserade. So I go out into my Melodic, and he is gonna switch out once again, doubling out, predicting that most likely going into his Tapu Fini, and I'm definitely in the shoes. I want my Rocks up. He's doubling a lot. I'm switching a lot as well, but he's doubling a lot, so he's basically making more switches than I am. And yeah, once again, you already know, we have the Tapu Fini matchup. I'm always gonna switch into Roserade versus Tapu Fini. I can't allow my Melodic to be trapped by this. I still need it for the Tornadus, which has only shown knockoff and U-turn so far, but by this damage, by the way, from knockoff U-turn, he is actually a fully physically offensive Tornadus, by the way. So I know he's knockoff and U-turn, probably some kind of flying stab and stuff like that. But he goes for Nature Madness hits. I'm at half health. I'm gonna go for Giga Drain just to get recovery, and he's actually gonna switch into his A-Rod, which is his Executor. Probably predicting like a Sludge Bomb, a Toxic, something like that. I mean, Toxic wouldn't make sense because Mr. Drain's up, but probably predicting a Sludge Bomb. But this Giga Drain is gonna do a butt ton to this. I'm an offensive Roserade. This does about half to this Excadrill, telling me this is an offensive Excadrill. Of course, it held Mold Breaker because Sand Rush wouldn't make sense because he didn't have the Gigalith on his team with the Sandstream ability. But yeah, whereas the Excadrill have a very nice switch in, which is just my Skarmory. Excadrill can't really do anything to touch it, and he decides to go for his Rocks. Right here, I have a decision to make. Do I get rid of his Rocks? Do I get up my own? His team is a bit more weak to Rocks than my team. He has the Chandelure, he has the Tornadus. I only have the Sneasel, but I decide, so far I'm winning this game, like just switching around, getting some damage on teams. I got more damage on his team, so I decided to get rid of Rocks on my side, so I can switch freely, and he can of course switch free as well. But so far, it's going decently well for me. I'm like a bit ahead, just HP wise, and yeah. He goes into Tornadus. You know already what my switch in is. I'm gonna switch out into my Melodic on this. Not scared of anything this guy can do. And we see knockoff, we see U-turn. The next move he's going to show, he has Taunt, so he has one move left. So now I'm a bit confused what his last move could be. It might be a Flying Step, but then he couldn't touch the Skarmory. It could be a Fire move, which then he could touch the Skarmory, but nothing else. He hasn't shown any item yet. It could be Assault, it could be Z-Crystal. So yeah, I'm still very intrigued what his last move is on this Tornadus. It's gonna be a long time till I find that out. Spoilers. What his last move is. I'm gonna play around a lot of it. I just fire off a Scald right here, trying to get a basically get some damage on something. I'm taunted, so I can't recover, obviously. And yeah, we have Tapu Fini in. You already know what's happening. I'm gonna switch out into my Roserade. Let's see if it predicts that this time. Like, it's a lot of time that I switch into Roserade and Tapu Fini in this match. I want to once again go back into my Roserade. Like, so far, basically only my defensive mon hit the field. Only Skarmory, Milotic, and Roserade. None of my offensive mons hit the field yet. So far, my defense is taking the lead. He goes for Natural Genetics. He sadly misses, which is not that big of a deal. Like, it didn't matter that much, but of course, it frees me up to go for Sludge Bomb and not be, like, quote-unquote forced to go for Giga Drain to get some more recovery. So I am exactly gonna do that, going for a Sludge Bomb. He decides to go to Scruffy. Probably predicting a Giga Drain right here, but I'm gonna go for Sludge Bomb, so I want two, like, 50-50s on his end. I go for Sludge Bomb, and this does a lot of damage. That does over half, and this is for sure not an Assault Vest Tornado. So I obviously know he has not leftovers, he's not Life Orb, he's not Assault Vest. He's most likely Z Crystal in my mind versus me. Probably Z Heat Wave. But yeah, I'm gonna switch out into my Pretty Snake once again, and he goes for the U-turn. I was so close of taking Giga Drain, predicting the U-turn, because I was so often switching into Milotic. But like I said, with playing safe so far, I am going pretty well through this match. So I decide why the heck not. Just go back into Snake, not predicting too much. And yeah, once again, Tapu Fini, back into Roserade here. Like, do I even have to Renatress anymore? Tapu Fini, I go into Roserade. He goes for the Taunt right here, which is not too big of a deal. I can't go for Synthesis, I can't go for Toxic, sadly. Toxic wouldn't make sense either way. Oh, it would make sense because Mr. Rain is gone, so I would love to go for Toxic right here. But Synthesis is not needed. I just fire off another Sludge Bomb right here, I think. Or do I go for Giga Drain? I switch it up a few times just because I don't want to give a free switch. I go for Giga Drain right here, yeah. Not giving a free switch into Excadrill. I do a little bit damage to this Umbreon, showing me that this is indeed a specially defensive Umbreon. This next time I fire a Sludge Bomb because next turn the Taunt is gone and I can potentially Toxic this guy. He goes actually for the Reflect, which is very surprising for me. Did not expect that, and he has no leftovers, so it might be actually a Light Clay Umbreon. The Taunt wears off right here, so I can fire for Toxic this guy. But of course, he is gonna break that going into his Chandelure, which is already Toxic. And yeah, he is having a good time right here, of course. Getting a free switch into Toxic. And once again, I am going to switch out into my Milotic. I can still take a Scarf Energy Ball. The only thing which could kill me is like a boosting item Energy Ball from this thing, which, like I said, will take some balls to go versus my Roserade with. And I go into my Milotic. Actually does go for the Energy Ball, and he does kill me. And I was very surprised with that. I could go to the card and immediately know, okay, this is most likely a Choice Specs Chandelure. Like you see, he shows the Life Orb right here, but the important part is I did miss that in the battle. I just saw my Milotic going down. I immediately looked at the calc, typing stuff like in. I saw he lost some health, but that was, in my opinion, because of the Toxic. That's why I do go into my Mazikin right here, because I am convinced that he is Choice Specs into Energy Ball. So this was my chance to go into my Blaziken and basically fire off a Thunder Punch. It's too early to go for an SD because his Tapu Fini is still too healthy. So I decided to go for a Thunder Punch right here, trying to catch Tapu Fini on the switch. Like I said, I'm on the mindset that he is Choice Specs because it killed my Milotic. But like you can see right here, he actually does switch up moves, and I'm feeling like an idiot because this Shadow Ball will do a butt ton to my Amazikin. Thankfully, it won't kill it. But here I finally see that he is indeed Life Orb. Go for Thunder Punch, which won't do much because obviously Reflect is up, but with Toxins stuff that he is in range of a lot of stuff. But now, setting up with my Blaziken is going to be very difficult. Basically, if I want to set up a Blaziken, it has to be on the switch out. I have to scare something out, but other than that, I can't take any hit anymore. Right here, I've trained up, go for Shadow Claw because I thought he might go into his Megaladia, saving this thing, predicting me to go for now Thunder Punch or something like that. But yeah, get a crit, which didn't matter, and the Chandelure is down. I get another Speed Boost, and I'm a very quick Blaziken, sadly pretty weakened and not set up. He goes into his Brienne, which is the Tapu Fini, and let me know, what do I switch into? You can already guess it, guys? I think you can guess it already, what's my switch into this Tapu Fini is. Drinking game. Drink every time I switch into my Roserade versus the Tapu Fini. You're gonna be pretty bamboozled at the end of this battle. He goes for Whirlpool, traps me. Not big of a deal. Basically, Black Slash Recovery gives me all the health back. But yeah, this time I think I'll fire off a Sludge Bomb. Basically, I'm switching it up all the time. Sludge Bomb, Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb, Giga Drain. Just so he can predict. Basically, it doesn't really, like, it's always 50-50. He goes into Tornadoes or the Excadrill versus both. I would have to switch out, and if I get it right, I basically kill him on. I basically either kill the Tornadoes or I kill the Excadrill. He goes into Divat, actually, which is his Umbreon right here, and I can fire off a Sludge Bomb. It looks like it could be in range to if I get a poison, but I do not get a poison. And right here, I'm predicting to either go for the Wish, go for now Reflect, go for Light Screen, something like that, so I get Hard Switch out into my Blaziken, because it's one of my few chances to get a free switch into my Blaziken, because it's a weakened. I'm predicting to go for Recovery move, which is pretty obvious right here. He goes for the Moonlight, so actually does not have Wish Protect, which is awesome, so I could have actually had High Jump Kick on my Blaziken. Do not have to rely on Sky Uppercut. But right here, Reflect Words off, this thing dies to Sky Uppercut if he stays in, so I just go for that. And let's see what he switches in right here. He goes into hashtag Graham S4X, which is his Latias. I go Sky Uppercut, and sadly I miss. And right here I get the speed boost, so I'm guaranteed faster than his Latias. And finally I have the Mega Latias in. And so far I have no information about his Latias, and I want to take the chance. Like, my Blaziken is so weakened, I'm basically popping my Zebras right now, my Ghost Z, Never Ending Nightmare. If he has an offensive Latias, I actually have a chance to if he's offensive Latias, I do Oko him. If he's only max HP, I have a chance to Oko him. So this is definitely the chance to pop the Ghost Z, because in my mind, I'm not getting another chance to go for the Ghost Z versus Mega Latias, because Blaziken is so weakened. So I do go for the Never Ending Nightmare right here. Very nice animation. Blaziken, of course, being full of this nice Z power from me, and he's unleashing all of that in the form of Never Ending Nightmare, summoning some ghosty, spooky arms out of the ground, pulling down this Mega Latias, and now we see how much damage it will do. Will it Oko this Latias? It actually won't. This is that's only like 60 to 70%, and that tells me that's a very defensive Latias, very physically defensive Latias, probably no special attack in this, and probably just some speed. But yeah, he goes for Roost, scouting for what I want to do, and he's back at a very good amount of health. And yeah, I hard switch right here I decide to hard switch right here into my Sneasel, because now I know that he's not an offensive Latias. My Sneasel can take any hit from it, even if he goes for Dragon Pulse or something like that. He would need to go for HP Fighting to actually kill me, but I doubt he actually might have that. He goes for another Roost right here, and we have the Sneasel versus Mega Latias matchup, and I decide to just fire off a save. Oh no, I go for Poison Jab right here, because I'm predicting to switch out into his Tapu Fini. Like I said, I can still take any hit from this, because he did go for Roost and not for any attack. So after the Poison Jab, I can still go for Ice Crash. Ice Crash would Oko this thing either way, because it's so bulky, and indeed catch the Tapu Fini on the switch. And this is one of the few predictions I do in this game, actually. Go for Poison Jab on this Tapu Fini, which does a lot of damage. It does barely, or like close to 50%, a bit less because it's still in the green, and he gets some leftovers recovery, and this tells me this is only, quote-unquote, only a max HP Tapu Fini most likely, and is a roll, sadly, to kill from you with second Poison Jab. It does 50 to 59%, so I'm not risking that. I still need my Gesundheit for the Latias, so I'm going to switch out once again into Roserade. Take a shot, guys. I switch out once again into Roserade. He is going to break that. He doubles out into Divat, which is his Umbreon. And I think right here, what do I do? Let's see, does Mystery Rain end? Does not end. I switch out into my Skarmory, I think, because I thought he might go for Foul Play, he might go for Screens, which I can then defog away, because Screens get away from defog, but he actually doubles out, predicting my Blaziken probably going into his Tornadus. And right here, I have the Tornadus versus Skarmory matchup, and I switch out into my Latios, I think. Yeah, I switched into Latios, and I don't know which turn it was. I switched on my Latios because I was sure. He has shown Taunt, knock off U-turn. So either he's going to for Taunt versus me, or he is going to reveal the Heat Wave. The Heat Wave, the Z Heat Wave, because I'm pretty much convinced that this is a Z Crystal Tornadus. So that's why I switch out into my Latios, either getting taunted and Choice Scarf, so I can drop a Choice Scarf Draco Meteor, even killing the same Regular Daunted or something else. But he does go for the knockoff, which is very sad. So this is basically the second prediction I drew. One did work out, the second did not. He get rid of my Choice Scarf, so obviously I'm not faster anymore. But now it's an easy prediction that he goes for the U-turn, so I go back into my Skarmory, which can take the U-turn because core resisted, and basically get back to full with the leftovers. And he does go for U-turn, so I still have no idea what this fourth move on this Tornadus is. It seems it's not Heat Wave, because he would have gone for that. So in my mind, it's most likely his Flying Stab. He might actually be no item acrobatics, which would make sense for a physically offensive Tornadus. But I'm not sure yet. It's probably not Heat Wave. I'm starting to think it's not Heat Wave in the game. And he might actually not be Z-move as well. Like I said, he might be no item acrobatics. It would kind of make sense for a physically offensive Tornadus. But right here, he goes into his Fini, and yeah, get your shot glass on, put some boost in it, and yeah, we take another one. This is of course no alcohol, this is just a drink. I'm having to drink something, because I'm talking here a lot. He goes for Whirlpool, he misses. Not too big of a deal, I wouldn't double either way, I just fire off a save. Toxic, I think? I think I go for Toxic right here because there's no Misty Terrain up and the Chandelure is gone. He could go into Execute, but dies to Giga Drain, so I don't think he would do that. So I just fire off a safe Toxic right here, which thankfully can't miss because I'm a Poison type, and he goes into Mega Latias, and I was like, yes! Yes, baby! We poisoned the Toxic the Mega Latias. That was the only reason I have Toxic on so many months. So get Toxic this goddamn thing, and it can't sweep me with like some weird Calm Mind set. He has only shown Roost so far, so I'm not too worried about what this thing can do versus me. I'm gonna switch out though because even from a defensive Latias, Psyshock actually does OHKO by Roserade because it's an offensive one. So I'm gonna switch out into my Skarmory, predicting the Psyshock to come out, but he goes for the Refresh, and I was like, oh no. No, my Toxic, all the hard work to get Toxic on this, it's gone. And but now, actually, he has shown Roost, he has shown Refresh, now he shows Calm Mind. This is a mono attacking Latias. And seeing the Refresh, seeing the Roost, seeing the Calm Mind, my main suggestion is that he is indeed no mono attacking stored power. If he is mono attacking Dragon Pulse or coverage move, my Sneasel can take a hit from a defensive Latias at +1 still. +1 Dragon Pulse does like a lot to my Sneasel, but I can still take it. So I'm gonna switch out into that, and he actually shows that he has the stored power. So now his whole moveset is shown, and I like it a lot what I'm seeing right here. This Latias is not a threat anymore to anything regarding my team. He is mono stored power, so my Sneasel is always a switch in. He can't not only not touch it, like usually say if he can touch it, it does like 0 damage, but this actually does absolutely 0 damage. He can't nowhere near touch my Sneasel. He goes to Roost right here, probably scouting for the Icy Crush damage, and now my mission is keep this Sneasel healthy. I can be easily worn down with Life Orb, just fire off another Icy Crush here because everything dies to Icy Crush right here. The Finny is in range of Icy Crush plus Poison Jab, so I'm gonna go for the Icy Crush right here. But back there, I just thought he wanted to scout how much damage I can do with Icy Crush versus Latias because it's so bulky. And yeah, I go for Icy Crash, and yeah, this Umbreon is not taking these hits too well because it's a Split Def Umbreon. I can just go for a second Icy Crash and basically kill this Umbreon, which is very nice. No screens anymore. This Umbreon's gone, and Sneasel gets his first kill of this game. And Sneasel is proven to be, or is shown to be a very important member of this team, seeing that the Latias has own mono stored power attacking. So this Sneasel is gonna be the main thing on my team. He goes in this Extra Drill, and then it's basically screaming in my face, "Hello, Lars, I'm A-Rod, I'm a Scarf Extra Drill. So you see this fancy thing on my neck? It's a Scarf. I'm faster than you. Better switch out." Which I'm actually technically gonna do. I'm switching out into my Skarmory, which does not worry about anything this guy wants to do. He decides actually to predict the switch out and goes for a Stealth Rocks. He actually might have bluffed the Scarf. I don't know. I think it's confirmed later in the game that he's Scarf, but he goes for Rocks. And now that I know that Sneasel is so important, I'm definitely going to defog right here. This time it's not a debate in me if I want to get up Rocks or get rid of Rocks. This time I'm definitely going to get rid of Rocks because these, I'm not allowing Sneasel to get worn down and allowing this Latias to potentially sweep me with his Refresh, Roost, Calm Mind, Stored Power set, which would actually sweep me if I lose Sneasel somehow. So yeah, right here I am going to pick him to go for a taunt. I'm pretty convinced now that he can't touch my Skarmory with his fourth move. Whatever it is, it's nothing that can touch Skarmory. So I go for a Brave Bird right here, predicting the taunt, which is correct. And yeah, I get a lot of damage on this Tornadus, and it's actually 2-hit KO from this range. So yeah, he's definitely switching out right here, but I just fire off another Brave Bird because something on the seat is going to take the Brave Bird, and if it's the Finny, it comes in range of Thunder Punch from my Blaziken. If he goes into Excadrill, I can just keep Brave Birding because he can touch me, and eventually the taunt will wear off. If he goes into his Latias, like he will do, you see right here, he goes into #Graham S4X, the Mega Latias, weird nickname. Go to his channel and ask him what his nickname is about. Like, oh, many of his nicknames are pretty weird. Like Scruffy I get, like he has like a beard, so it makes sense. But many other stuff don't really much. Brave Bird doesn't do much damage, but since I know his full set, I decide to just stay in right here, go for another Brave Bird, wait till my taunt to wear off, and then get up my Rocks. Because he's only stored power, he would need to go for Calm Minds to actually hurt me. Not set up stored power does nothing to me. And once he starts setting up Calm Minds, I can just go into my Sneasel and basically just scare it out once again. So I decided to just go for another Brave Bird right here, wait for my taunt to wear off, and get up my Rocks again. Because like I said, once I knew this Latias was the set, I was so happy because now I can play whole different around the stage. I can just stay in with my mons all day, and once he starts setting up, I just go to my Sneasel and boom, bam, boom. His setup is no big deal anymore. So yeah, taunt wears off right here, so now I can go for my Rocks. He's just gonna switch out, and yeah, got his Latias a bit more healthy, I guess, and yeah. Goes into his Tapu Fini. He didn't drink in a lot of time, guys, right? So, get your booze out. I say pros to you, I get my Rocks, and you already know what's happening right here. My Blurmjet Didn't hit the field in a long time, so let's just do that. He currently has only 4 months left, I currently have 5. So I am ahead in the game, and the timer was getting pretty low, so I was already preparing for a potential timeout win, because at the current pace this game is going, it might actually go down to the timer. I go back into my Roserade, he pulls another double into his Tornadus, predicting that. But yeah, like I said, I'm playing very safe this whole game. He is the one who's to pull all the doubles, and he's still behind. Mainly, not really because I built so amazingly well, mainly because of this Latias. Once this Latias was proven to the set as was, I could play so much more safe and don't have to predict a lot. I go into my Scamry because, like I said, I'm pretty much convinced this Tornadus can't hit me. And right here, I'm going to try to go for a Roost, because a Brave would actually kill him from here. He goes for the U-turn, getting a bit of chip damage on me, of course, once again. He might go into his Finny, when I can go back to the Roserade. If he goes into his Graham right here, I could hard switch into my Sneasel right away, or do other shenanigans, but I Roost right here, and I actually decide after that to hard switch into my Sneasel, because the rocks are up, my Scamry's at full health, there's actually no business here staying in. I can just hard switch into my Sneasel, because, like I said, I was a bit noticing right here that the battle might go down to timer, so I want to speed it up a bit, go hard into my Sneasel, because, I mean, it's not a big risk, but I guess I could have just stayed in, for example. He goes for the Roost right here, and yeah, I'm just fire off an Iceolate Crash once again, because it will get a kill. Finny is in range of Iceolate Crash for Poison Jab, Tornadus of course dies to Poison Jab, and this thing dies to 2 Iceolate Crashes as well. So I'm gonna go for the Iceolate Crash, but of course not OP. He actually does stay in, so he's most likely going for the Roost, and then it hit me what he's trying to do with going for the Roost right here. The only way he can win if it's my Sneasel is dead, and the only way he can kill my Sneasel, because I'm playing so cautiously with it, is if I kill myself through Life Orb. So now that I know that that's his plan, is to win the game, to wear down my Sneasel with Life Orb, I will play a bit different with my Sneasel right here. The only time I will click attacks with my Sneasel is versus the Latias. With anything else, I won't click any attacks at all, even if they're in range, even if anything. I won't click attacks with them. I need my Sneasel alive just for the Latias. At least having one hit left, go for punishment versus the Latias if it's the last one left. But yeah, I go for Iceolate Crash right here. He switches into his extra, basically sacking this thing, as he actually gets the second kill of the game. Gesundheit! Pulling all these strings in this match. And yeah, I get one or more of Life Orb, and looking at Life Orb hits, I lose 10%, which is 13 health. So I have exactly 4 hits left with my Excadrill. This guy, now I'm gonna call this bluff actually, because he is in range of Ice Shot from here, but like I said, he is gonna pivot out into something, not wanting to take an Ice Shot. It's way too obvious, he wants to wear me down with Life Orb, so I'm gonna switch out here into my Scamry versus the Tornadus. I could have killed him with Ice Shot, like I said, but I saw, or at least I thought I saw through his plan of trying to wear me down with Life Orb, so I'm gonna switch up into my Scamry, which he can't touch. I could have gone for the kill, but if I could have gone for the kill, I potentially would lose the game if I do that too often. So I go into my Scamry right here, and we have the Finny Scamry matchup. So yeah, we're gonna see some Blurge out there. Damn, like this is happening way too often. He goes into Latias, predicting my Roserade to come in, which is not too big of a deal, because like I said, Latias, I'm not worried at all about this Latias, because I actually decide right here to just Toxic this thing from my Blurge, because even though Misty Terrain is up, the Latias is not affected because it's not on the ground, so I can Toxic this thing. He goes for Roost right here. And what I'm basically doing right here is just staying in with my Roserade versus the Latias, because since he needs to Calm Mind up to really touch me, because otherwise Stored Power from a defensive Latias at +0/+0 does like 20% to my Roserade. So after that it does like 60% after one Calm Mind. So I can just stay in and keep Slush Bombing it down, getting it low, wasting some Roosts. I don't want to switch in my Sneasel earlier than I really have to, because like I said, I want to preserve health on my Sneasel. So I'm actually going to stay in right here, just spamming Sludge Bomb till he goes for one Calm Mind. And I'm actually going to get the poison right here with the Sludge Bomb, which is kind of bad, but kind of good, because on one hand, I would rather have a Toxic on him, but if I have a poison on him, he might not want to go for a Refresh versus me. So like you can see, Sludge Bomb plus poison does around 50%, so he actually can't Roost up on me. He will have to go for Calm Mind at some point, basically. And if he goes for Calm Mind, he is guaranteed in range of a punishment and all this good stuff, and I can just switch up into Sneasel and all this good stuff. But yeah, like you can see, Slash Trap plus Poison does around 50%. Not exactly, but around. It's probably a roll if it's true KO or not, but Misty Terrain is gone. I just fire off another Sludge Bomb, and right here he shows that he finally goes for the Calm Mind, so that means next turn I will actually switch out into my Sneasel, firing off another Iceolate Crash versus something. So player. I can basically narrate this game already ahead because there's not too much explanation happening. I'm basically doing the explanation already. There's not too much fancy plays happening, so I'm sorry for that. This is a very, very slow pace, very safe played match. Basically because my team just had a very nice matchup with the team he brought, so I didn't have to do any fancy plays. He goes for the roost right here. But after roost and the poison damage, it actually is in range of Iceolate crash, so I don't even have to go for the the punishment. And yeah, once again, basically something is dying right here to the Scizor for Iceolate crash plus poison jab, kills the Tapu Fini as well. He does go into the Fini, but I already said beforehand I'm not taking any attacks with this Scizor versus any other mons because Iceolate crash of course wouldn't kill this Fini from the range that's at. I would have had to go for poison jab, and he could potentially pivot out into his Tornadus, into his Latias, all this good stuff to get more life up hits on me. And yeah, I decide to not allow that. I am once again, even though I could kill this thing, I'm predicting the pivot on his part to get more life damage on him, and I'm gonna switch out into my Roserade because that's a safe switch in case he tries to stay in. And yeah, that just means another shot for you guys. Like I said, it's his only way of winning at this point is to wear me down with Scizor, and as long as I don't allow that, this game is basically over. It just depends on how long it will take till his team slowly and surely breaks down. Like you can see, I'm wearing his team more and more. He does not have enough sacks to wear down my Scizor without pivoting around. So as long as I call the pivots, I'm fine in this game. I go into Mascamry because, like I said, his Tornadus can't touch Mascamry. Basically, it's confirmed. Like, it's matched up so often. If he pulls out now the Z Heat Wave, like, I don't know why he waits so long then. But yeah, he goes for Taunt. I go for Roost right here. I think trying to get some recovery because it doesn't really matter what I do right here. I just go for Breakwood right here. Goes for now a knockoff, proving now basically that knockoff is the best thing he has to hit me apparently. I go for the Breakwood, which is a 2-hit KO, versus this guy from that range. Because Tornadus is of course not the bulkiest mon alive. And right here actually reveals what his last move is. It waited so long for it to reveal it. And it actually is the superpower, which of course does more damage than knockoff to me. But if he would have gone for that earlier, Braveheart would have killed him in one hit. So it was smart to go in that order for the hits. But yeah, the reason why his superpower actually, he was not no item, he was Chill and Berry superpower for my Digger Speed, which I didn't brought. So yeah, his Tornadus was prepared for him and I didn't brought, so that's why it couldn't touch really it couldn't really touch my Roserade, couldn't really touch my Skarmory, couldn't really touch my Lodic, couldn't really touch anything of my defensive mons. He could taunt them, to be fair, but couldn't really touch them. Now he goes into his Tapu Fini once again, and I don't know, like, make a Roserade Tapu Fini counter in the comments. I want to know how often did I switch into Roserade in this game. Probably a dozen times, I don't know. A lot of times, that's for sure. He only has 2 months left now, I have 5 months left. The timer is going down more and more. And yeah, I go back to Roserade and I drink a sip of my thing. He goes for Taunt for, I don't know, for some reason. Doesn't want to be Roost or something like that probably. But yeah, I'm going for Sludge Bomb, killing this guy, either killing this guy or getting a lot of damage on the Latias coming in. But now I think he sees that the game can't be won anymore, and he just sacks his Tapu Fini, kill for the Roserade, and now it's Latias versus the world. I can just once again stay in here with my Roserade, keep clicking Sludge Bomb versus this guy. Once he goes for 1 Call Mine, I can go into my Scizor and Oko him with a punishment. Or not Oko him, for Oko him he needs 2 Core Mines up, but depending on how weakened he is, I can just Oko him with Sludge Bomb. He goes for the last stage Roost right here, and I actually did message him here on Discord. Do you want to Roost for differential, like just getting the timer down? Because we only had like 1 minute left on the timer right here. And then he messaged me, no, that's not what I'm trying to do. So that's why he will right here just go for the stored power. Unboosted will of course do nothing to my Roserade, and Roserade will get this last kill, not directly through the Sludge Bomb, but through the poison damage, and that is the 5-0 win actually versus the Green Bay Pikachus, the other so far divisional match, which was our biggest rival in the division. So very, very big win. So far we won 3-0, then 5-0, 4-0, then 5-0. Next week might be a 6-0, who knows if it goes the trend going, but this is a huge win for the Borussia Donphan over the Green Bay Pikachus. Like I said, very long match, very safe match, not too many fancy plays, but that's just not really, like, I don't want to pat myself too much on the shoulder because the matchup was so great. I built the team so insanely good. It was mainly because he prepared for different ways. He didn't expect my Sneasel, like you can see on the Latias set. He was predicting the Digger speed, like you see on the Tornado set. So basically it was not because I built so greatly that I had such a nice matchup, it was mainly because he prepared for different mons. More than the mons actually brought. So that's why I could play so safe and get such a huge win by playing safe and stuff like that. Not predicting too much. But yeah, that's all for this match. Definitely check out Jakub for his side of the match. His links will be in the description. Check out the other people I mentioned at the beginning. And yeah, that's all for this video. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this match. Should have gone for more fancy plays. Did you like? Who was the MVP of this match? And my vote goes to Scizor being the MVP because Scizor allowed me actually to not worry about the Mega Gladius in the slightest. Getting a lot of kills for Scizor. Roserade actually getting the same amount, but mainly just because I could just stay in with Roserade because I had Scizor in the back. So in my opinion, Scizor was the MVP of this game. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. Definitely leave a like, comment, subscribe. You know the deal. Hit me up on Twitter and Facebook. All the links are in the description. And yeah, I will see you another time. Ciao.